Congress voted on it, and Congress universally agreed with it, and the majority of Americans, according to Gallup polls done in the 1960s, also agreed with that.
Okay. So we've got, I mean, you'll have to show me those Gallup polls. I do know that during World War II, most Americans said they would rather see Adolf Hitler win than segregation. And I also know that Mr. Ted Kennedy...
Wow, so you'd fit right in with those people.
Yeah, I would. I'm a neo-Nazi, of course.
Return to tradition, right?
Thank you for the compliment. I love Hitler. I love Hitler, right? I'm a neo-Nazi.
Apparently you love huffing glue also. I'm really sorry for you, man.
Okay, well, whatever you shill, if you're gonna go with fucking, ad homs.
Oh, no.
Whatever you...
You know what I should do is go look in the conservative servers. Oh, I haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is totally irrelevant. What is relevant?
You've been like fucking hyper obsessed with Jews for like an hour, dude. Like, you need to calm the fuck
for
down.
An hour? Try, like, dude, I've been on here for like 5 years hyper obsessed.
I'm not obsessed with the Jews.
Maybe the Jews are obsessed with you.
But, yeah. I'm obsessed with the Jews. So. I'm obsessed. No, I'll say it. Of course I'm obsessed with the Jews. Why wouldn't I be obsessed with my ruling class? Why wouldn't I be obsessed with the ruling class that suppresses me and has completely destroyed my previous way of life? Why wouldn't I be obsessed with it?
Go ahead and demonstrate that.
How do you think that's the fault of the Jews? Why do you think that's the fault
of the way the Jews did it?
Talk about the Democrats.
What does this have to do, though? Why is the fact that they're Jews relevant? Why couldn't you say that, like, men ruined your way of life or white people ruined your way of life?
Because they're not white, they're Jewish.
Yeah,
and some of them aren't men, they're women.
The majority of American Jews identify as white and are white.
No, they don't. They're not white. Right. They don't identify as white, and they're not white. They identify as white when they tell white people to like welcome mass immigration.
You know, Pew Research has tracked this. Right? The majority of Jews here in America
are
white.
You're factually wrong.
No, they're not. They're Jews. They're not white.
They are white. They are white Jews. Yeah.
Jews aren't white.
Jews aren't white.
American Jews aren't white.
What's the relevance?
No, they're not.
What's the relevance of them being Jews?
Can you show me any kind of Jew who says I'm Jewish and I'm white? Can you show me?
Let me look this up. Pew Research.
I'm descended, at least in part, from some Jews.
And I mean, and the way they clearly they genetics.
And
most Jewish Americans identify as white and non-Hispanic. 96%.
What is your favorite Depeche Mode song?
96% of American
so do
Jews
most
are
fucking
Dude, literally read the next sentence, please. Read the next sentence from Pew Research.
The majority of U.S. Jews identify as white.
Phil Collins or Peter Gabriel?
Next sentence, the sentence after that. But in recent years,
journalists, scholars, and Jewish community leaders have wondered about the percentage of U.S. Jews who are Jews of color, people of color, or BIPOC, an acronym for Black, Indigenous, and People of Color. And who should be included in these groups?
Peter Gabriel had
Research
a
Center
duet
survey did
with
not
Kate
contain
Bush,
questions
right?
using those terms.
Phil Collins never had a duet with Kate Bush.
And wait,
so
hold on. Now you should read it. It says
now.
it cannot
If it
determine
works. I don't know
how
if it
many
will.
U.S.
It might.
Jews consider themselves to be people of color. So when it comes to actually how many Jews consider themselves to be white, it's 96%. So what's relevant with them being Jews, though?
Wait.
Prince
so it's not clear. It's not clear how many.
Even if I were to just concede this and move off this point and say, fine, okay, every Jew is black. Why is this relevant? Who cares? What does this have to do with them being Jews?
Because they identify as white on a census.
No,
that doesn't mean they're
Judaism
white.
is a religion, and you can convert to it. It's not an actual ethnicity.
Oh, so I can convert to it. Okay, cool. Do I get right to return to Israel when I convert? Hey.
Hello, I'm glad we were able to get out of that chaos.
Yeah. I mean, that guy's actually a friend of mine. He sometimes gets a little bit heated.
So what is the relevance with Jews? Like, you say that Jews ruined your way of life, and that's why you're angry about it. Well, what does this have to do with Jews? Why couldn't you say men?
Because men didn't do it. Jews did it.
Jewish men?
Jewish men and women. Specifically, my PayPal got shut down because this one woman was like, my fellow whites, we have done such terrible things to the blacks, and we need to give reparations to the blacks. We need to give the blacks back their land. After all we've done to the blacks, my fellow whites. And I put out a video saying this woman isn't white, she's Jewish, and I had my PayPal shut down.
Okay, well, we can talk about that in a second. But I'm just wondering.
And the reason I had a PayPal was to get donations to get out of my country, which had been totally destroyed after the Jews had put hate campaign against it, which had led to total global sanctions against it.
I get that you're upset with the Jews. I'm asking you though.
Well, why wouldn't I be?
Why does
aren't
this?
You?
Wait, hold
why
on.
Aren't you upset with the Jews?
I'm upset with you right now because you're not letting me ask you a question.
Yeah, because you're a Jew, right?
What does this have to do with Jews? How come you can't say men messed this up? Why is the fact that they're Jewish more pertinent than the fact that they're also men?
Because they didn't do it because they're men. They did it because they're Jews. They did it for ethnic
thank you. What did they do? How did them being Jews matter here? What's the relevance there?
What the fuck are you talking about?
You said they're Jewish. What about them being Jews is relevant to what they've done?
Working together? What about the Jews working together for like ethnic supremacy of Jewish people? What does that have to do with them being Jewish?
Where are they doing that? Are you in America? Are you in America?
No, I'm not in America, but they're doing it in America, yeah.
No, Jews are not a monolith. You're falling into the neo-Nazi conspiracy talking point. This idea that it's the Jews are all this monolith thinking the same way. That's not true. You can look again at Pew Research and see there's a massive amount of disagreement among Jews.
Wait.
There are Orthodox Jews. There are new Reform Jews.
Wait. Are neo-Nazis a monolith? Neo-Nazis disagree about stuff all the time.
Yes, but neo-Nazis, hold on. What makes a neo-Nazi is the belief that the Jews are controlling the world and trying to wipe out the white man or whatnot. It's that belief specifically that holds them together and is why they are.
Okay, great. So
that's why they are a neo-Nazi.
So I'm a neo-Nazi.
I didn't say you were a neo-Nazi.
You did, because you said this is what makes I definitely am, because you said this is what makes a neo-Nazi is this belief, and it's a belief I have. So yeah, I'm a neo-Nazi.
Okay, cool. So Jews aren't a monolith though, because whether we're talking about ethnic Jews or religious Jews or both, there is a fuck ton of disagreement among this group of people.
It's a disagreement about what's good for Jews, right?
I mean, there's Orthodox Jews, and then there is the new Reform Jews.
There's different neo-Nazis too, by the way. Like, I disagree with other neo-Nazis about certain stuff. Some neo-Nazis are Christians, some neo-Nazis are pagan.
I'm also conceding that, yes, what makes somebody a Jew is either going to be their ethnicity, if they are ethnically Jewish, or it's going to be their religious beliefs. So yes, that makes them unified in the sense that they are Jewish, but what doesn't make them unified is this idea that they're trying to wipe out the white man, or they're all a monolith working together to try and undermine the country. That is a step above. Just like Christians all share a similar belief, but if I said every Christian wants to wipe out white people, that would be wrong.
Okay, so what's the ADL?
What does the ADL have to do with this? You haven't even been able to answer my single question. What is relevant about the fact that they are Jews? Why can you not blame men for this?
I answered that. I said men didn't do this. Jews did it. They did it because of the Jews. They did it because of the beliefs they have because of the Jews and their own ethnic supremacist interests as Jews. Like, you can read Kevin MacDonald's Jewish trilogy. This is, what do you mean? What do you mean? Dude, are you like blind? Like,
no, what belief do the Jews hold that is motivated them to try and quote unquote wipe out the white man?
Fucking moron, like, hip hop artists can see it. You can't see it? Like, you can't fucking
right now you're doing it's just all around you, bruh. Trust me, bruh.
You're literally just there's no trust me. You are literally trying to ignore, like, the most blatantly obvious thing.
I'm not ignoring it. I'm trying to understand, and you're failing to articulate this.
You are not trying to understand. You are trying to run cover. You are not engaging in good faith. It is very clear.
I'm trying to run cover for my fellow Jews.
You are a fucking idiot. You are literally stupider than Kanye West. Like, you're an idiot.
Okay, like, the neo-Nazi calling me stupid, that's very cute. But yeah, of course let's try to back up again. You've said that they are...
You can't see that your nation is... Well, first off, you are Jewish. You admitted to having Jewish blood, and you say shit like you don't care if
I have
Sweden
Jewish blood.
becomes black or brown. Yeah, you said you have Jewish blood.
There's Jewish blood running through me right now. It's pulsing through my veins, actually.
How do you feel about mass immigration in Sweden, which is also orchestrated by Jews? How do you feel about that?
I want to know what this has to do with Jews. Because you say Jews have a belief that has motivated them to try and undermine the country. What belief? What about it? What's the relevance with them being Jews? So, for example, you can look throughout history and see that Jews have been historically quite successful in many areas, and that's largely because of literacy rates. Now, here's the kicker. I can explain that based on Judaism and the actual religious beliefs, that is encouraging literacy. That encourages people to study and become smarter. So, historically, when we lived in a world that was very illiterate, kind of like how you are, Jews were incredibly literate. And so that obviously led to them gaining more success in certain areas. That is a religious belief that led to their success. I can lay that out for you. Where is the Jewish belief that leads them to want to wipe out the white man?
The part where they say they will God's chosen people, they will drink from wells they did not dig, they will inhabit cities they did not build, they will rule over the world as God's chosen people. In the Talmud, you can read about how Gentile life is worth less than a Jewish fingernail, about how everyone else is just dumb cattle. You can watch Corey Gill Schuster on YouTube and him interviewing Jewish people talking about
but like Jews aren't committing murder. If you had like a higher rate of Jews that were like committing murder and saying like, oh, it doesn't matter because they're Gentiles, then maybe you'd have a point. But what does that have to do with them flooding the country with brown people?
Well, I mean, brown people murder white people, and they do murder Palestinian people.
And white people murder brown people. Yeah, people murder each other, and it's really sucky.
So we can look at white privilege theory, right? Like Jews invented this thing called white privilege theory. You have a Jewish professor called Noel Ignatieff who has a tenure in one of your Ivy Leagues. They're all interchangeable to me because
you're just moving all over the place, man.
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. You're saying, oh, they're so successful because they're literate, which first off doesn't make sense. So 2% of your population, 20% of your Ivy Leagues.
Well, no, because some of the reason that Jews have disproportionate power in places like Hollywood is due to previous discrimination as well.
Sorry? So you think the reason you're 2% of your population is 20% of your Ivy Leagues, like hugely overrepresented in all your
institutions? Well, I said Hollywood.
Yeah, well, Hollywood, yeah, there we go. Hollywood, that's a great example of sort of the Jewish spirit, where they take they founded that town to escape Mr. Edison's copyright laws, and now they use predatory copyright laws to censor anyone else.
They specifically left because Edison was being anti-Semitic.
So I've got to, okay, wait, what do you mean anti-Semitic? What's that?
Didn't Edison believe that the Jews were going to bring their filth into the country?
So wait, what does them being Jewish have to do with it?
Well, ask Edison. He said that the Jews were bringing their filth into the country. That's what he said.
Yeah, but so what? But why does that matter?
Because he's claiming that Jews are bringing filth into the country, similar to how you are, which is incorrect, anti-Semitic, and based on a flawed belief that Jews are somehow a monolith?
What? No, I mean, yeah. I mean, what do you mean a monolith? I just told you that anti-Semitism isn't a monolith. Nazis aren't a monolith. But Jews have no problem talking about that as one big thing.
Yeah, just like I have no problem talking about Jews as one big thing, because if we're talking about ethnicity or belief, like religious belief, then yeah, there's some form of a unifying belief system there. There is no unifying belief in trying to wipe out the white man. That's the fucking lie.
Uh-huh. So Jews aren't the ones behind mass immigration in all our countries, and Jews aren't the ones pushing for every other group.
What mass immigration? Do you mean the 1965 Immigration Act?
Yeah, you got the 1965 Immigration Act. You've got, I forget the name, but it was also a Jewish person who pushed the
Holy shit, you're so fucking stupid. Listen, I understand that it's tough to live life without a father, but holy shit, dude. You realize that the 1965 Immigration Act was something that was universally agreed upon with virtually every American? Americans collectively agreed with changing the way in which we allow people to immigrate here, no longer allowing it on the basis of race, but to instead allow it on the basis of skill. All of Congress agreed with this as well. So this is nothing to do with the Jewish ploy.
Are you so stupid that you think Americans voted on the 1965 Hart-Celler
They didn't vote on it. Congress voted on it, and Congress universally agreed with it, and the majority of Americans, according to Gallup polls done in the 1960s, also agreed with that.
Okay. So we've got, I mean, you'll have to show me those Gallup polls. I do know that during World War II, most Americans said they would rather see Adolf Hitler win than segregation. And I also know that Mr. Ted Kennedy...
Wow, so you'd fit right in with those people.
Yeah, I would. I'm a neo-Nazi, of course.
Return to tradition, right?
Thank you for the compliment. I love Hitler. I love Hitler, right? I'm a neo-Nazi.
Apparently you love huffing glue also. I'm really sorry for you, man.
Okay, well, whatever you
shill if you're gonna go with fucking ad homs.
Oh no.
Whatever you loving shill.
Oh wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to hang up on your dumb fuck ass if you're gonna keep on swearing. Okay. No, it just shows what happens. As soon as I actually point out flaws with your dipshit beliefs, suddenly you start melting down. Okay, yeah, cope harder. It's hilarious, okay? Cope harder, cope. Oh, listen to that cope. Damn, he's coping so bad, guys. I feel really bad for him. Holy shit. All right, see you later, man. Get better, okay? Stop huffing the glue. Go find your father. You'll be searching forever. Fuck you. That was successfully triggering a Nazi in less than 15 minutes.